Well, it seems that Samsung is the first out of the gates to release a device in the United States which uses the active matrix organic LED screen technology with the Samsung Impression. Now, we first got our hands-on preview of it during CTIA with its gorgeous screen. In addition to that, it does supplement AT&T's lineup of Samsung phones that it has the TouchWiz interface on it. In addition, it kind of has a lot of similarities with the Eternity, which is currently available right now with AT&T. But the new screen technology and also the QWERTY keyboard implementation does make it a little bit of a different device from it. Now, one of the biggest draw with the Samsung Impression is with its screen technology, the Active Matrix Organic LED screen. It does show a lot of colors, really bright screen. It reproduces colors magnificently. And there's a lot of variances and gradients with the colors. In any lighting condition, it just looks beautiful, and we can't, words or even video can't really say how well the screen works. The biggest thing that you want to look at is pure black levels. At times the color black is really matches up, with the black border surrounding the, the screen here, and it does blend in pretty well, and when you compare it to other phones, just complete black, you'll notice that some shades are a little bit lighter, but this phone, it definitely shows, and that's what's the biggest draw with the Impression. And the Samsung Impression does have a lot of design similarities with the Samsung Eternity. First of all, it uses the slate form factor, which we've been accustomed seeing with most touchscreen devices. The buttons on the sides are a little bit smaller. We just prefer them to make it a little bit larger, just because we had a hard time pressing most of them, especially the lock and unlock key here. On the front, we have the buttons, the hardware buttons, the send, end, and also back clear key. They're pretty large, very easy to touch. The phone is a little bit thicker than the Eternity. That's because of the inclusion of the QWERTY keyboard. The QWERTY itself is reminiscent of the Samsung RAN's layout. Keys are slightly raised. They are evenly spaced. We had a relatively easy time typing away. The directional keys are right here, and also the numbers are highlighted in purple. It does give that snappy feel, so we like that. On the back, you have the 3-megapixel camera with the speakerphone, while on the top you have the proprietary USB charging port. The micro SD card slot is actually behind the in the battery bay, right next to the SIM card slot. Overall, though, the device, in terms of design, nothing too flashy, nothing we've seen before. A little bit heavier, and we'd be afraid to see what would happen if you were to drop this from from large height. Now, as far as the interface is concerned, it does use the same exact TouchWiz interface found on the Samsung Eternity. We were hoping to see the new version of it that was first previewed during MWC. But basically, this is the home screen. You have your widgets to the left side. You could pick and choose what widgets you want to put on the front here, so you can give it that really good personalized look to it. Now, the software is especially swift. We didn't notice any slowdowns, and there are a lot of transition effects used throughout the main menus. With a lot of switching back to forth. But it's very swift and didn't have really too much of an issue with running the software. Now, as far as the messaging is concerned, when you do send a new message, you have a bunch of different options, from the keypad to even something like the handwriting recognition tool. It could recognize what you're typing on screen. You could tilt it to the left. You'll get your full QWERTY keyboard, which does a great job of typing away. Just like the regular QWERTY, we had no problems with this virtual one. Very accurate. And of course, you do have that option if you choose to use the QWERTY. Now, web browsing experience is tolerable on the Samsung Impression. It does render the pages pretty well. It's not as smooth as some of the premier web browsers out there, but does get the job done. You could zoom in various ways. You can just click the zoom in, zoom out. Unfortunately, there is no page overview, so you really can't get a full grasp of what the whole page looks like. You have to just scroll, to your location. So there's going to be a lot of vertical and horizontal scrolling involved with it. But it's very easy to use. Very simple. Unfortunately, it does not do flash animation. But like we said, it's just a basic, web browser. no problems with it at all. Overall, the Samsung Impression does a great job of being in a well-balanced, touchscreen device. We do know you do have the new screen technology, and on top of that, it does have a lot of different options for input methods. We like the design; it's very well made. Feels pretty good in the hand, and we were pleased with the Active Matrix organic LED screen technology that they use, and it truly does shine. One of the biggest parts of the phone, actually. On top of that, you have a device that runs pretty swift. Software is great, very simple. A lot of different personalizations with the TouchWiz interface. But if you currently have the Eternity or any variant form of the TouchWiz interface, such as the Behold or even the Omnia, this may not be a truly worthy replacement for that. But other than that, it's a great device overall.